Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're looking at the pounds USD. Then we're looking at the structure of the pounds USD, the price action setup of the pounds USD, the key levels to look at for on the pounds USD. So that will be our major focus for today's video on the pounds USD analysis. So let's get started. So on my daily chart, we can see we have this current trend of the pounds USD on daily charts. We still have this inner structure trend, which is we have this higher high, then we have this lower high, and this lower high. So price is creating another level of a lower high now. So long we have this series of lower high, this shows that we still have the pounds USD on a downtrend. Having series of inner structure of a lower high is a sign of more of a downtrend structure on the pounds USD. So long we have this downtrend structure on the pounds USD, our job is to look for more of a selling position on the pounds USD. So after we have know our trend direction, the next job is to look at for the levels for us to take our trade. To do that, let's look at the levels we are to take our trade for on the pounds USD. But before we do that, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more trading tips and forex analysis. So let's look at the levels that will determine the change of the trend, that will change the trend of the market to bullish and also to resume the downtrend continuation. So first of all, look at the trend that we can change this market to a bullish trend for the pounds USD. For the bullish trend, we expect price to break out of this level, then it retest, then we can start looking for possible buying opportunity for the pounds USD. While for the bearish trend, or price remain on a bearish trend, this level still hold now on the pounds USD. So long price is still remain on this zone, and we still have a series of lower high. This shows that we are expecting a price action setup from this particular resistance level for price to drop to this next support level on the pounds USD. Currently, price is my area of interest where I'm expecting to sell the pounds USD to the downside. If I can see a price action setup from this zone, I'll be looking for my selling opportunity on the pounds USD. But before we do that, let's confirm if there's possibility of price dropping from this particular level, or we expect more price to continue to push higher. So let's confirm this particular setup from the higher time frame. So let's go to the weekly chart. So on my weekly chart, we can clearly see that we still have price on the pounds USD still remain on the weekly resistance level. We still have this resistance level, which is we still have price on this resistance level, So long we see half price on this resistance level, we need price to take a supply from this resistance level, which is this level, and once we see price taking the supply from that particular resistance level, this might trigger price pushing lower to this next support level, and a break of this support level might push price more down for the pounds USD. So long we have this particular candlestick anatomy on the weekly chart, still telling us that we see the pounds USD is still expected to drop this week. So our job on the pounds USD is to first of all look at the trend of the weekly time frame, because once the trend of the weekly time frame is projecting a strong bearish trend, that will also support the pounds USD to really move 200 to 300 pips for us. So let's look at the trend of the weekly time frame. On my weekly time frame, you can see currently we still have this higher high, we have this lower high. So long we have this double top and we have this lower low here, this shows that we have a double top information. So for us to see a flow of price for strong bearish trend on the pounds USD, we need price to come below this level, which is this support level, and a break of this lower low level, this might trigger the bearish trend for strong bearish momentum for the pounds USD. So long price is still creating a series, this double top on the weekly chart. This is an indication of price reversal for the pounds USD. So we are just trading a reversal trend currently on the pounds USD, which shows that the daily chart, and the weekly chart are in different direction, which is the weekly chart is already on a reversal while the daily chart is on a bearish trend. So once we have the daily chart and the weekly chart aligned, this might trigger a strong bearish momentum for the pounds USD. So for now, we are trading reversal trend on the pounds USD. If you want to learn how to marry this both trends together and you are serious about your trading, you can book my one-on-one mentorship, the link in description below, or you can get my video courses, the link in description below. So the pounds USD is expected to drop. So long we see have resistance at this area, we expect price to drop to this support level, and a break of this support level might trigger more bearish trend for the pounds USD. So long we have this bearish momentum on the pounds USD, we still look out for more of a selling opportunity on the pounds USD, because the candlestick anatomy on the weekly chart is still pointing to a bearish trend for the pounds USD. So let's look at the DSY to also confirm the strength of the dollar for us to know if the pounds USD is expected to drop this week, because if the dollar is strong, it shows that the pounds USD will drop this week. So let's look at the structure of the dollar index on the daily chart. On my daily chart, you can clearly see we have this structure, which is we have this lower low, higher low, which is a bullish strength of an inner structure for the DSY, which is the dollar index. So long we have this bullish trend for the dollar index, then we also have this support level. This support level still remain neutral. We need price to come back to this to test this support level. Once we see price testing the support level, we can start looking for our possible bullish move for the dollar index to the top. So price is currently retesting this support level. Then we can start looking for our buying opportunity to this next resistance level. So long we have price indicating more of a bullish trend on the dollar index, with price creating a series of higher low, this is an indication for us to look at what for buying opportunity on the dollar, which means that the dollar is strong. If price can react to this our particular support level, then we can start looking for the buy for the dollar to the top. So, and once the dollar is strong, this shows that the pounds USD will be dropping. So let's look at the weekly to confirm this particular trend on the dollar index. So on my weekly chart, we can see that price on the dollar index converted this resistance into a support level. So price also converted this resistance into a support level. So we need price to retest of these levels before we can start looking for price pushing back to this next resistance level. If you watch my analysis on my weekly Forex analysis on my other channel, you can see that I break down the step-by-step guide on the pounds on the DSY analysis, where we expect price to test before price move to the direction. And you can see that price is already reacting to the levels I point out on the weekly analysis. You can see that we also point out this level and these areas that we expect price to react to this area before we can see price resumption of a bullish move for the DSY. And you can see that price is already reacting to those levels. So long price is reacting to this level, and if price can hold on this level, we will see price pushing higher for the DSY, which shows that the dollar will be strong for the coming week. So let's go back to the daily chart of the dollar index. You can see from the daily chart of dollar index now, the dollar index is showing a sign of strength for more of a bullish trend this coming week. So our job, so long the dollar is showing more of a bullish trend, our job now is to look for more of the buying opportunity for the dollar index. So let's go to the pounds USD. So long the pounds USD is showing sign of, so long the dollar is showing sign of strong strength, this shows that we expect the pounds USD to what? To drop. So let's look at our area of interest on the, let's look at our area of interest on the 4-hour chart of the pounds USD, because we can't just take our trade from these levels now because price is on our area of interest. If you want to learn how to do that, you can get my video courses or can book my one-on-one mentorship so that you know the right setup to trade for you to become profitable. So let's look at the 4-hour chart of the pounds USD. On my 4-hour chart of the pounds USD, we can see that price is currently creating lower low, then we have a higher low. So long we have this lower low and higher low, then on that level of higher low, this is a sign of what? Bullish trend for the 4-hour chart on the pounds USD. So long we have this bullish momentum on the 4-hour chart of the pounds USD, and on the daily chart we have a bearish momentum. This shows that the pounds USD on the daily chart and the 4-hour chart are giving us a different information. So long we have the different information, we need to be patient and relax and expect price to give us what we need for us to start looking for our possible selling opportunities, which is we expect price to start creating a series of lower high, then we can start looking for our selling opportunity for the pounds USD. Once we jump in on this trade now, this will be a very risky trade for us to jump in, because the 4-hour chart already is telling us that we are still expecting price to push higher, which is price is creating a series of higher low, which is an indication of more of a bullish trend for the pounds USD on the lower time frame, which is the 4-hour chart. So long the 4-hour chart is creating such, we cannot take any risk by going to sell the pounds USD at the current level. All we need now, we need price to start giving us a sign of a bearish trend before we can start taking action to execute. If you want to learn how to execute the right way, you can also book my one-on-one mentorship. The link also in the description below. So let's go back to the daily chart of the pounds USD. So we are expecting price to close on this our area of interest today. Then we can start looking for possible entries for us to sell the pounds USD to this next support level, and a break of this support level might see price pushing more down to this support level. So our job now is to be patient and wait for price to give us, to close on this our area of interest and give us a price setup and give us the trend for us to what? To sell the pounds USD to the downside. If you find this analysis helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more trading tips and forex analysis.